wanted to hop on here and talk a little bit about the books that I have been reading because I love a good book. I love learning from books. I love escaping into a different world with books. Summertime is one of the best times to just sink into a book. One of my favorite things to do is to either sit by a lake or a swimming pool, maybe even the creek, although I haven't done that. I should probably go sit by the yellow breeches sometime with my feet in the water and read a book. That would be wonderful. Does anybody want to join me? Well, the first book I want to talk about is called Braving the Wilderness by Brene Brown. It talks a little bit about the true meaning of belonging in a world that is becoming more and more polarized and isolated, and what that means to you. So for me, that means being so authentically myself that I can stand alone and belong to myself. I don't need the validation of other people. And I just think that's such a strong message to really take in and understand and digest it within ourselves. So if that is something that you struggle with, and come on, we all struggle with that sometimes. This is a really great book and I would recommend it to you. Braving the Wilderness, the quest for the true belonging and the courage to stand alone. So the next book I read was We Were Liars by Lockhart. Now I'm gonna flash it up on the screen here because I actually listened to it on Audible. I love Audible. So the whole premise of this story is following a teenage girl. She comes from a family that is very wealthy, very high class. Think, lives in Boston and New York City and summers in the vineyard, that kind of family. So she has a traumatic incident happen to her while she is on the vineyard in the summertime. And so for the next summer, they kind of send her away. With her kind of estranged father to Europe. Grandpa, the patriarch of the family, pays for this, crazy, amazing European vacation where she spends all summer just traveling through Italy and France and Germany and all these places. And she really hates it because she just wants to be back on the vineyard with her cousins because they're all very close. They've all grown up together on the vineyard and that's where she wants to be. So she keeps reaching out to these cousins and nobody's getting back to her. And she knows this traumatic incident happened. It affected her brain function. So, her personality and everything that she was before is a little bit different now. But she can't remember the traumatic event. And so the story kind of unfolds how she starts to remember once she goes back the following summer after the European summer adventure. This wasn't my favorite book, but I will give it a recommend just because of the plot twist that I didn't see coming at all. I'm the kind of person that usually always can see something coming. Like I am reading the foreshadowing in everything, whether it's a book, a movie, or a show, and I'm always the one halfway through that's like, I have it all figured out and I know what happened and why it happened and who did it. But this one really did throw me for a loop, so I would give it a recommend if you like those kind of books. Leave the books that you've been reading in the comments. I'd love to know. See ya.